So yesterday you had your team app brainstorm sessions, so hopefully that went well. And I have created your skeleton app, so your basic create React app function is done for you. And you can find your repos on kadiri.com or on Kadiri's repo, right, on GitHub. So I think all of you now have accepted the invitation to these repos. So the next stage is to fork them. And I think Ewan and Richard have already done that. But that's what we're going to do next. So if everyone could go to github.com/Kadiri if they're not already there. The link is on Slack if you need it. Just wave at me when you're there. Hi. Abdul, you waving at me? 2 seconds. You got to keep it in line, Ewan, I'll tell you. You've got to watch that one. So then we've got the Flatpack Forum, which is the forum that you guys are going to create. And then we've got Team 2 at the moment. So when you know of a name, just please let me know and I can easily change that name, or you can do it yourselves. So go on your respective app. I'm just going to go on the Flatpack Forum one for now. If you're obviously in Team 2, please click on Team 2. And then up the top here, you should see fork on the top right. So please can you click on that, and that will create a copy of this this project or this repo into your own personal GitHub account. So please do that now. It will just take a few seconds. So I've already forked that. So you should now be on your personal GitHub. This time wave at me if you're not. Abdul? Yeah. Good stuff. I can check as well. So we've got 5 forks here. So we can see that Abdul's there, Ewan's there, and the loafer, and Richard are there. So that's awesome. Cool. So once you have forked it, now the next step is to get a copy of that on our local computer as well, right? Rather than just having it sitting there in the cloud, let's make sure that we can work on that locally. So to do that, you've got the clone or download button here on the right-hand side. Just drop that menu down. You've all, I think, got SSH set up, so you can just copy your SSH key. So click copy on the little clipboard there. Then you're going to need to either open up Visual Code Studio or a terminal. It's up to you. Most of you are probably going to use Visual Code, so I'll do it that way as well. Oh look, that's a previous project picture. This is the great costumes that you get during the marathon. That's Dobby, right, from Harry Potter, but Dobby gone wrong. So let's instead open. I'm just going to go to projects folder. So hopefully you've got a space on your computer where you store some projects, or you just store a new bit of code, yeah, a new repo. So it could be in your users. Nope, so you don't need to create a folder at all, because the command that we're going to run will do that itself, but you need to be inside of a folder where you want that folder to be put. Does that make sense? So some people might just use their user folder. I've got a separate projects folder on my computer that I'm going to create a new project inside. So you can, yeah, that's what I usually do, but I just thought people might prefer to use Visual Code, but I can't even zoom in, so I'm not going to zoom that, use that. So yeah, essentially what I did, and as if it wasn't clear, is I just went file open folder, but I know it's different on different operating systems, so you might not have the same options there. And then I just opened a projects folder, right? And that means that in my terminal, so open your integrated terminal in VS Code, then you've got some sort of key prompt here that probably ends either with your username, or in my case it's /projects, because I'm in my projects folder. Yeah? Has everyone got a folder where they want to create their project? Because we should now be able to type git clone and then paste that link that we've just got from GitHub. It should look something like that. git@github.com : your GitHub username / the name of your team app.git. All good? Yeah, so we are cloning your fork and not the main repository at this stage, because we're going to make all of our changes to our personal fork and then do pull requests to get those changes into the main project branch. Have we all run that command? It will take just a little while once you've run it. I've already created mine, so it's not going to work, but I could CD somewhere else if you wanted. Ready? Seem to have Flatpack Forum everywhere on my computer. If you get a permission denied, if you're in a folder where you can't usually do it, just put sudo on the front. It will only happen for Macs and Linux. Has everyone successfully cloned their repo yet, or not yet? So to check whether it has successfully worked, then from the folder that you are currently in, sorry, just let me get back to where I was. Then you can type CD and then the name of your team app. So that will either be flat-pack-forum or it will be team 2. It's really annoying the way that's going off the bottom, right? Is there anything I can do? To the clone? So it should look something like that. Git clone and then paste in the name of your repo.
Make sure it's the
SSH version? Yep. I just copied it from GitHub and then typed git clone and pasted that address. Team 2 inside of wherever you were. Yeah? So then move into that folder, or even just open it in Visual Studio. Yeah, so you could just open the folder and then select your team app. And you should see that you've just got a basic React skeleton app there. Yeah? So if you want to test that everything's working, you can open your terminal and type what? Very good. First we need to run npm install, because you won't have your node modules folder there currently. Are you up to date with that, Ewan? Yeah?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you did that last night.
Because I'm working on not the index page, page, but a different page. I made those two pages in or that page in a CSS file for that page I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see any changes. Yeah.
I have to look at that, yeah. So when you run npm install, you don't get a node modules folder? And then once you run npm install, you should be able to type npm start, and that will now open up your web page. And you should get the usual, right? The React logo spinning around. So that's your basic skeleton app that you will create your team app inside.
I'm sure you'll cover this, but my question is, say Rich is working on the index page, and I've made another page called something like that.
Yep.
And then but my index page is going to be normal, and then Rich's isn't going to have whatever page I'm working on for this way.
Yep, we'll look at how to update and merge all the files together in a second.
Yeah.
Maybe a few seconds. How are we doing? Halfway there. So it's still running the install? Okay. I'm just going to type the next command that we need to run. We're just going to check our remotes are set up in a second. We're going to have to add one remote back to the Kadiri. Everyone else is there yet? So for anyone that's there, can you run that command next for me? Git remote -v and tell me what you get. Anyone apart from Richard, what do you see?
Is there a space after remote?
Yep, git space remote space -v.
So,
It's on the board, you as well. If you need to see.
origin,
We will do in a second. We're just going to check our remotes are set up first. Yep, we'll definitely be creating a new branch shortly, but for now we're just checking our remotes are set up so that we can push our changes and fetch our changes from other people if they've made changes to our app. What was your question, Ewan? Sorry.
we want to know what we've got.
Yes, yeah, tell me what that command gives you. Yeah, excellent. So at the moment, you've just got listed your origin, and it should have your personal GitHub account listed in there somewhere. So that's the one that we are going to push your personal changes to. Say you've divided up your tasks, Abdul's working on task 3, he pushes to his personal GitHub account his work, after we've created a new branch, that is. But we also need to make sure that we can fetch changes that other people have made. And those changes aren't going to be on our personal GitHub repository initially, they are going to be on the Kadiri repository. So we need to set up access to that repository as well. When everyone's npm install has finished running, we will do that together as a group. We should only be about another 15 minutes for one person. Yeah, I'll leave these commands on the screen as much as I can. Yep. So what we want to do, has everyone got an origin firstly? Yeah, you should all have an origin listed. Yes, good, thumbs up, thank you. Yeah. And the loafer? Or is it still running? You've got an origin? We don't know yet. No. Have you run the command? Okay, yep, so next one is git remote -v. Just check that you've got an origin set up. And then the next command we're going to do is we're going to add another remote. So git remote add. We're going to call it upstream, because again that's the convention. And probably the easiest way to do this is to just copy and paste that old link, but don't hit enter. Change your personal username instead to Kadiri. So that will then create a link not to your personal forked repo, but to the original one. Yeah, to this one, Kadiri Flatpack Forum or Kadiri Team 2. So that command again was git remote add upstream, and then that same string from earlier, but with your username, which is the bit after the colon and before the /, change to Kadiri. You see that, Yunya? If not, I will slack it to you. And then to check that's worked, we run the same command again, git remote -v. And now, rather than listing just the origin, we can see that we've got both the origin and the upstream listed. So essentially we're going to fetch from the upstream and push to the origin, but we will go through this process. Well, we can do it together now if you want, or we'll at least demonstrate it via a couple of small changes. Yep, so I'll put it on Slack, and the one that I'm putting, Abdul, will be exactly what you need, and it will be exactly what you need, Ewan, as well. And Team 2 will just need to change Flatpack Forum to Team 2. I will Slack it now. Can I Slack it live? That's not a good thing. Can I pause this? If I stop... Yeah, I don't really want to go on Slack while we're broadcasting, if that's all right, guys. But who has done it? Richard, could you Slack it? Slack the remote, the upstream remote. Yeah, git remote add upstream, git at github.com, Kadiri Flatpack Forum, that one. Yeah, so hopefully people can see that now on Slack and retrieve that. Thank you, Richard. Cheers, Richard. Okay, so next step. Someone correctly said that we want to create a branch so that we can do all of our new work on a separate branch rather than polluting the master before we have approved those changes, yeah? So I will type the long-winded way to do it and then I'll show you the shortcut, but the longer way is probably easier to remember. So to create a new branch, you just literally type get branch and then the name of the new branch that you want to create. So let's say you have a task number, so task 0 or task 1. I'm going to just call it task X, so I know that it's not an actual proper task in the project. I think we might need lowercase, everything lowercase as well. So I'm going to type get branch task X, and then of course you're going to do some sort of description of the branch as well, yeah? Huh? No, well, if you know your own tasks, then you can do it now if you wish, yeah? And there's no harm in you also creating this branch now if you want to just go through the process, because we can just delete it later. Okay, so I'm going to just create a new branch called task X. Throw that command. Is your npm install finished yet? No, yes or not?
Yeah, it has, but it's saying I've tried to do the git remote thing.
Yeah.
And it's saying it's not a git repository. And it's not doing everything, so. But how do I do this? So I think it changes on the top.
It's working now or not working? So once I've created a branch, guys, how do I move to that new branch? What'd you say? Fetch? Nope. Yep. Git checkout is the command. So you could just type get branch on its own to just check if you've created that new branch, and you should see two branches now listed, master and task X, or whatever you've called it. The one that's highlighted in green with the star beside it is the one that you are currently on. So at the moment, I've just created a new branch and not moved or checked out onto that branch. To move onto the new branch, I can do git checkout task X. Okay, now I've switched to that new branch. So please do this for every new task that you create, because you'll be going through the cycle of creating a new branch, pushing your changes, doing a pull request, everyone fetches the project, and then the cycle continues, yeah? But we'll do the cycle once today together. Okay, so next, we want to make some changes. So we're going to try and simulate a conflict today as well, which is the worst case scenario you're going to get. Say again, sorry? The last command is git checkout task X. Switched is the feedback from the terminal. It's just a message that's said the command has been correctly executed. So git checkout task X to move to that new branch. So, Richard, could you edit line number 11 in app.js for me and put whatever you want there and push that as a change, and I will do the same, and we won't fetch from the upstream before trying to You've made changes on it. Okay, so that's not a big deal though. Have you done a pull request yet?
I can make a pull request. Okay, so I'm going to edit it on my fork.
Yeah.
Make a pull request there.
Yeah.
And then, so you wanted line 11.
It doesn't matter, just as long as you let me know which one you've done so that we can conflict it. So while Rich is doing that, I'm just going to create a new component that Richard won't have created, so it should be safe, right? It should be safe to create that and not have a conflict. So say you were working on a new component yourselves. So what am I going to call it? I might as well call it task X, right? So let's do a new component here called taskx.js, and inside that I will just write a function. Oops. And I can just return this is a test function or something like that. Okay. You've made a pull request. Can you also, I guess, approve it for yourself? Yeah. Just so that we've got something in the main Kadiri one as well. Yeah? Nice. Huh? I'm missing something. There we go. Always. Just to see if you're paying attention. That's all it is. That's all it is. Alright. So we've made a change. What do we usually do once we've made a change? Upstream. You're never going to push to the upstream. Okay? Please do not push to the upstream. You're only going to fetch from the upstream. You're going to push to the origin. Push to your personal GitHub account. In a real project, you probably wouldn't even have access to be able to push to the upstream, but we have let you in this case just so that you can review each other's pull requests and have better access to it. If it gets too messy, of course, yeah, we could disable that, but I think you guys will be alright, right? Live with the danger, you know, live life dangerously. Yeah, so we're going to push, go on. Nope. Your fork is the origin. Look at those addresses, Abdul. Origin has got Graham Hewitt in it, my personal one. Upstream has got Kadiri. Please check your remotes and check that they are set up that way. Yeah, so your upstream should have Kadiri in it. Get at github.com. It should be exactly that. Your origin and your upstream should be set up exactly as that. Please check that they are. Run the command, git remote. Run that command again here, Abdul, this one. Of course you can, yeah. Yeah, just do a git add, git commit, and a git push, but you're going to need to do a git push origin master, yeah? Not an upstream. Yeah. Cool. So anyway, I'm going to push to the origin. So that's what you will do. You will make some changes to your project, push to your origin. You should then see on your personal GitHub that less than a minute ago something was done, yeah? Something was created, a new commit was created. It's not on the master branch because we've created it on a separate branch, but if you went to task X branch, you should, did that not go? Yeah, it's gone now. This is a demo function, yeah, my commit, 2 minutes ago. And look what GitHub's done for us, compare and pull request. It has recognized that we've created a separate branch. We probably, at some stage, want to do a pull request for this change to somewhere, yeah? And it's usually clever enough to work out where as well, if you've made a fork. So click on this big green button here, compare and pull request. And look what it's set up for us. The base repository, the one that we want to pull our changes into, is Kadiri Flatpack Forum. Yeah? It could obviously be something else, but that is what we want always in this case. We do a pull request from our personal version of the project into the team's version of the project hosted on Kadiri.
So you're saying one person in your team got to be like CTO, check your code, let it go, or not?
So anyone does this stage, this is up to you. If you've done the work, you do this stage. You open the pull request, and then the next stage that we're just going to show, reviewing and approving the pull request, you can either nominate one person to do that in your team if you wish, or ideally you would all have a go at both sides of the process. Yeah? So, yep, first stage is to just open the pull request, create that pull request, and please just, just leave a comment in here so that the person who is reviewing it knows what's gone on. Yeah? Description of task. And things to review. Yeah, something like that. Obviously, not exactly like that, but you get the idea, right? And then we just create the pull request. So again, make sure it's from personal to the Kadiri team app. So you should have done this anyway, similar, but your account to your account, different branches. Now we're doing it to a different account, the Kadiri master. And now, if I go back to the Flatpack Forum and just refresh it, I should probably see Richard's pull request that he's already done, and I imagine closed. Yep, so we've got one open and one closed. So we've got Richard's pull request there that he's made some changes, and actually he's just approved them because I trusted that he knew what he was doing. Yeah. Oh, in fact, he's got example conflict one. I wasn't going to use this one as a conflict, but that's okay. We can maybe make that work. It's all right. It might work. Yeah, I can probably make it work. So what I want to show you is what happens next. So you have made that pull request. Then someone else in your team needs to go on the Kadiri master version, click on pull requests, click on the pull request itself, and they will be able to review it. So the easiest way I find, you might also want to assign someone to review it. So I could say on the loafer, please review this pull request for me, and then that loafer's tasked to review that one. So what they can do their end is they can click on files changed, and they should be able to see exactly what that person has changed in the project. If there was existing code here, they would see the differences between the existing code and the new changes. And then they can click review changes, and if they want to just comment, then they can put a comment there, but usually you're going to use either approve or request changes. So if it's no good, then you can leave a comment and request some changes, and if it's okay, then you can just approve it. Why am I not allowed to approve? No, because Richard approved his own one, right?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Bit weird. Okay. Well, usually you would either approve or request changes, and then it's up to someone to actually merge that pull request into the main project. But before we do that, I need to pull Richard's changes, really, so that I'm not going to get a conflict on GitHub itself. If If someone else has already pulled something into the main project, it's up to you to tell the rest of the team, hey, I've made some changes, please pull those changes into your project before making a pull request yourself. So, I will do that now. Anyone have any? It's reconnected now, so hopefully